And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Aaron, not that Rodgers. Oh, so not that Aaron Rodgers. So on Aaron Rodgers writes in, hey, John and Rob, did you guys see the tweet from Sony Pictures Argentina put up and then deleted of the Spider-Man No Way Home logo with the Spidey music, but right at the end of the logo does the exact same glitch effect that the Spider-Man characters had in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Does this tease some sort of connection with the animated movie or confirm that multiple Spider-Men will appear like they did in the animation? What do you think? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And of course, listen, there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Number one, just because it's the third movie and everybody's super stoked about it because we've really enjoyed the first two. Number two, because we've got Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina and other old, villains confirmed they're back doing it. Also, because there's been a lot of rumors and speculation about whether or not Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire will appear. There's been nothing official stated about that. But, I kind of believe they will, even though I have no proof of that. And we can't say it is actually happening, but I kind of believe it will. Anyway. And then, of course, with the whole mixture of the multiverse, a lot of stuff going on. Well, Aaron is right. The Sony Pictures Argentina, an official site, they put out this little video, okay? They put out this little video where the Spider-Man logo, this Spider-Man logo comes out, and then you hear that da-da-da, 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 da-da, like that classic, but done with an orchestra kind of music. And then all of a sudden, the logo does this glitch with a little sound effect behind it, which was incredibly similar to that of the glitch effect that the various other Universal Spider-Men in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse would experience. They'd be sent around all of a sudden, zzz, and they'd have that glitch. And they kind of did that here. Now, this comes to us from the folks over at Comic Book Movies, who writes, Sony Pictures Argentina recently shared the official title card for Spider-Man No Way Home in Spanish, and a video that has since been deleted appears to tease the MCU's version of the multiverse. As you can see, the title glitches near the end in a way that instantly brings back memories of 2018's Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We're obviously not expecting a crossover with that movie yet. Is it obvious? I don't know that I agree with them. I don't know that it is obvious. Anyway, but this would be a fun way for Sony to tease plans for Tom Holland's Peter Parker to cross paths with the versions played by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Again, no confirmation of anything, but it is interesting. Rob, you know me. I am the guy who says, everybody hold your horses. When these rampant speculations start going, I say, okay, it's fun to talk about, but everybody just calm down. There's been no official word. Don't count on this, blah, 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 right? I'm always that guy. But I gotta say, I rewatched that little video clip, had to have been about 20 times last night. I was sitting down outside, had a fire going, and I was just played that clip over and over again. Because you hear that music, which sounded pretty reminiscent coming out of that animated movie as well. Rob, I think there's two possibilities here. Number one, because I mean, maybe you'll disagree and I'll want to ask you about this, but to me, there's no denying this was purposefully made to resemble what the glitch was in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's obvious it's purposeful that they do that. So to me, that means one of two things. Either one, that there is going to be some sort, by reference or by actually someone or something on screen, some sort of connection to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Whether that's Spider-Ham, Peter Porker, the amazing Spider-Ham, comes walking in, voiced by John Delaney, saying, hello, in only the way his voice can do it. I don't know. Or it's just a foreshadowing saying, hey, remember Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? With all those Spider-Men coming in? It means Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be there. I just think it means one or the other. Either it is, there's going to be connection to the animated thing, or we are going to see. And again, there has been no official confirmation of that. Andrew Garfield himself has flat out denied that he's in the film. He says, look, they've never even given me a call. So no, but that could be a misdirect. And maybe I'm just reading way too much into it. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think that I am. So anyway, Rob, you saw this little thing. You saw the glitch. I mean, maybe it didn't remind you of Spider-Verse. It did for me. What did you think about it, and what do you ultimately think it could possibly mean?
Well, not only did I see this, I screen capped the glitch and tweeted the screen cap out yesterday. I didn't know it was going to get pulled down. I was like, ooh, this is interesting. Like you, I think this meant the first thing I saw was those are Miles Morales' colors right there. And, I've often said, John, I think I've said on this show, wouldn't it be cool if Spider-Man No Way Home, if it is a multiverse kind of a thing, that there's an animated sequence in it where Tom Holland's Peter Parker winds up in an animated segment, a la like Pink Floyd The Wall or something, where he interacts with Miles Morales? I'm like, how bonkers would that be? I mean, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I've not heard that's going to happen. I was just thinking, wouldn't it be cool if? But I think it absolutely says that we're going to have some kind of a multiverse connection, which I've often said that judging by where we're at on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the first indication that there is some kind of a multiverse spillover was seeing J. Jonah Jameson in Far From Home. I know you and I have disagreed about this, but I think that's the first manifestation that we would have seen. We're going to go back and go, oh. But I think that's exactly what that glitch meant. I think that maybe, they were afraid to give that away, but it's like, bruh, I think a trailer for Spider-Man is going to show up on Black Widow. And as the days tick by, we're getting closer to that reveal. Do you think they're not going to show us in that trailer what we're in store for? And look, man, I'm there for it. I'm pretty damn excited about this upcoming Spider-Man movie. I'm not going to lie.
I think you and I both agree that, there's been some, first of all, I see a bunch of people in the live chat when I mentioned that Andrew Garfield denied that he was in the film, which again, could be a misdirect, right? But yeah. It is important to note that 10,000 times out of 10,001, when an actor says they're not in something, turns out they're not. I mean, it's very, very rare. Yes, we can point back to when J.J. Abrams said Benedict Cumberbatch wasn't playing Khan. Yeah, which was like, I don't know, what was that, 11 years ago? Yes, we can point back to, I think it was Bradley Cooper when he denied that he had been cast in A-Team, which was what, 13 years ago? Yes, we can all point to a couple of very, 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 very rare instances. But in saying that they could be misdirecting us, yes, they could. But we also got to keep in mind that it's hyper rare that that's the case. It is almost 100% certainty when they say they're not in it. It usually, like I said, 10,000 out of 10,001 times, it usually means they're not in it. But I still believe they are. Again, nothing to base that on. I can't say they are definitively. But Rob, I mean, I think what you and I both agree on is that there was some talk before that if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in this movie, they won't show it in the trailer. I believe they will.
Me too.
I believe they will. Because if you're going to pull a stunt like putting Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in there, which I believe if they are in the movie, it is going to be very, very small part. It's going to be a small part, probably just for a couple of minutes, and they're probably gone. But you're doing that to raise interest in the movie and to get butts in the seat. And if your purpose and goal is to raise excitement and get butts in the seat, then you can't hide it. You got to show it in the trailer. So now that doesn't necessarily mean the first trailer, because I think you're right, Rob. I think we are imminently close to our first Spider-Man No Way Home look. I think we are imminently close to it. And I think you're right. I think it'll probably play with Black Widow and probably come out even before that. I don't know that. I'm just speculating as a fan. And I don't necessarily think they'll show us if Garfield and Maguire are in it, and that's still an if. And if they're in it, it won't necessarily show them in the first trailer, but they could. It would certainly come in a later one. I don't know, Rob, where do you think right now, as far as, let's go on the assumption for a moment that Garfield and Maguire are in it. We know that they are not officially in it. We know that, but let's just assume for a moment that they are. Do you still believe they will show us in a trailer? And if so, will they do it immediately? Will they wait? How do you think they're going to approach that?
Dude, if Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire, or even Tobey Maguire, even one or two of them, it is going to be, the title of the movie is going to come up at the end of the trailer, and it's going to have that tag, that last scene, and it's going to be them.
And
I don't know if they're going to, it's going to show them. They're all going to be standing in front of one another, and they're all going to take off their masks together, or we're just going to see them show up. It's going to be that. I look, I'm saying, if that's the case with this movie, we know Alfred Molina's in it, we know Jamie Foxx is in it, and maybe that's all they're going to show. But I guarantee you, if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie, this trailer, the first trailer, is going to end with a tag that show the both of them. Because, John, what would set the internet ablaze other than something like that? And that's what Marvel is always good at. It's their MO. And you think that they're not going to do that? People would go bananas. We're going to get reaction videos with everybody going, "Oh, snap!" That one of my favorite. What's the meme where there's the black kid, the most owning you, and he's kind of like leaning back like this. It's my favorite GIF. I love it. It's that. It's Marvel doing that to the internet yet again, just owning you, and everybody holding their faces, going, "Oh my God!" while somebody sits back and go, "Ah." It's going to be that thing, and that's what they're going to do. What?
Go ahead.
I'm there for it, man. I'm there for it.
Because
this is movie marketing 101.
They could space it out though, right? Because what is official? Jamie Foxx as Electro is official. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is official. So they might drop like the first spot and show Molina and Fox in it, which would have the same effect. Not as big, but it would have the same effect. Like, people would freak out. And then they save it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, then they save it later. Now, by the way, in the live chat, Jason Neese in the live chat just gave a really good suggestion, said July 8th with the NBA Finals. Trailer drops there. That's not a bad theory. Because they have been dropping these big trailers in the big sporting events. But you think that if Maguire and Garfield are in the movie, which we don't know that they are, but if they are, you think they're going to come right out of the gate, right with that first trailer, and drop that on everybody?
Dude, they're going to do that because they will own the internet. I mean, can you imagine, as far as a geek occurrence, this is as big, perhaps. I mean, maybe not. You know what? I'm not going to compare and contrast, but look what Luke Skywalker showing it up at the end of The Mandalorian did. And in this case, this trailer has that same power for people that weren't even, if Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 were the first superhero movies you saw in the early aughts, you were like 8 years old, what would do more? I mean, isn't that going to blow you away? This is the kind of thing where people will be talking about this. It'll have some staying power, and I think that's, if I was marketing Spider-Man No Way Home, that's what I would do, because people are you'd blow up the internet, because you know what, if they don't do that and Electro and Doc Ock show up, everybody's going to go, "That was cool, but come on. Are you telling me that Tobey Maguire?" And I think it would be disappointing if it's, because we already know they're in the movie. So it's like, "Oh, that was cool."
We don't know they're in the movie.
Don't we know Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. 100%
but if you just show them, they're going to be like, "Yeah, that's cool." But you know what? I keep thinking about what Sean Parker said in The Social Network. $1 million. You know what's cool? $1 billion. And I mean, Doc Ock and Electro are cool. But you know what's really cool? Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Here's what I'm hoping about. Here's what I'm worried about.
That's the mic drop, man. That's the mic drop.
But here's what I'm worried about. Let's say they're not in the movie, which is a very, very real possibility, that as of right now, officially, they are not in the movie. As of right now, I hope that the fan base will not do what we as fan bases do and become whiny over the fact that I wanted to see something else and they didn't give it to me. Because let's face it, I do that. We all do that as fans. That's us a lot as fandom. That's what we do. And I hope we still will just judge the movie on its own merits, because I know for some people out there, they are so invested now in Maguire and Garfield showing up that they could make the best comic book movie of all time and they're still going to be pissy. They're going to be, well, they didn't give us Garfield and Maguire, and they're going to be really pissy about it. And
John,
so they might be in it, but if they're not, I just hope people will still just judge the movie on its own merits.
I gotta give a shout out to on Twitter, Hollid Love put this GIF, or GIF, you want to say it, put my favorite GIF up and said, Burnett, Sony be like, ... And there's the GIF. And I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, yes, that's exactly how I want to feel at the end of the No Way Home trailer. So Hollid Love, mad props to you, sir. Thanks for, I'm like, you.
By the way, what's your
nailed
Twitter handle again? What's your Twitter handle? Oh, I got it right in front of me. It's Burnett RM.
Yeah, it's Burnett RM, and Hollid Love put it out, put that, and this is my favorite, because I've never seen a GIF that is so ubiquitous. It can be used for so many different things, but it's like the ultimate, everything about this, it's the guy looking straight into the camera and his friend crossing the frame. I love this. It is my favorite GIF of all time, and nothing does a better job at summing up exactly what a mic drop that would be.
So basically, you're saying that's Kevin Feige once they drop a Spider-Man trailer with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire
and
in
the
there.
guy crossing the frame is all of us.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. Question is, guys, for you, what did you think about, I mean, I know we've kind of strayed from it a little bit, but what did you guys think about that little clip that Sony Pictures Argentina put up with that little Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse glitch in it? It could mean several things. Maybe it means nothing. How did you guys take it? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.